Theory of glandular stimulation through electrical impulses was correct. A few days ago, you were as small as your companion. And now look at you.
Hello. This is Dr. Carruthers speaking.
Yeah, this is Heath. Henry Morton and I are having a little get-together at my home tonight. We want you to come.
Why, that's nice of you, and I appreciate it. But I'm very busy working on a formula for a new shaving lotion.
Oh, but Doc, this is my daughter's idea. And she's going to be awfully disappointed if you don't show up.
Don't take no for an answer. Make him come.
Yeah, you see, it's a sort of a special occasion.
I bet Mary is going to announce her engagement to that young rascal, Don Morton. Tell her I'll be there. Goodbye.
Well, it's all arranged. He's coming.
He's going to be surprised when he finds the special occasion that's to present him with this bonus check.
$5,000.
Good. You have not forgotten. You hate this strange oriental fragrance, even while you sleep. Just as you did before I made you big and strong. Now, if you detect the fragrance in the night, when you're fully awake, you will strike. Yes, you will strike to kill.
Well, Doc's late. Wonder if he's been called out on a case.
Perhaps I'd better phone him.
Now, remember, Roy, Tommy, you're not to mention anything about this bonus for the Doc until after your father has presented it.
Have you warned those two lovebirds over there?
Perhaps I'd better. I want to caution both of you.
Not to say a word about the check.
Until you're ready to spring it on him.
Your father will make the presentation, Mary.
Why don't you unveil it, like a statue? Then we could all be in on it.
You know, I think it'd be a better idea to put it in a bottle and launch him with it.
You must have gotten that idea out of a bottle.
Well, the Doc isn't coming.
What?
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, he just got busy with his new formula and forgot all about us.
He'd forget the formula if he knew about that $5,000 check.
Well, why don't we all go up there and give it to him?
No, I wouldn't do that. He doesn't like visitors when he's experimenting.
Well, Roy could take the check up to him.
Sure, I'll take it. Shall I make the Doc a speech when I give it to him?
You won't have to, Roy. The check speaks for itself.
Yeah, and says a mouthful. Son, tell the Doc we're awfully sorry he can't be with us. But of course we understand how busy he is.
All right.
Just a minute, Roy, and I'll be with you. That's it, all right. Now, what can I do for you?
We were all sorry you couldn't be there tonight.
Yes, but you see, I'm busy. Something important, very important.
Yes, of course. Mr. Morton and Dad had planned a little surprise for you.
A surprise?
It's in here.
Well, let's see what it is. $5,000. What's this for?
Just a little token of the firm's appreciation.
Oh, I see. A bonus. Well, it's awfully nice of you, Father and Mr. Morton. I will thank them personally tomorrow.
I'll tell them, Doctor.
Well, aren't you curious about my new formula?
Yes, of course, only I didn't want to be inquisitive. What is it?
A new shaving lotion. Smell it.
Pretty strong, isn't it?
No. The scent evaporates a short time after you've used it. Try a few drops. Now rub it on the tender part of your neck. Here. soothing, isn't it?
Yes. When will it be ready for the market?
Oh, it's still in the experimental stage. I want to try it out on several people first and see if it works.
Well, if you'd like to send me a bottle, I'll be glad to try it for you.
Thanks.
Good night, Doctor.
Goodbye, Roy.
Lovely check, isn't it, Doctor? They are wealthy because of you. You made them rich, Doctor. It was your formula. Tonight they gave you $5,000 and wanted you to come down to their house and thank them for it. That was your money they gave you, like a bone tossed to a faithful dog. You should be very grateful, Doctor. Very grateful. They are rich and happy, thanks to you. And what have you got, Doctor?
Tonight you have work to do. It's time you were on your way.
Tonight's a good time while our families are here to announce our engagement.
Look, Don, I've loved you a long time, ever since we were kids. But I'm afraid it's been more like a sister.
Well, I had no idea you felt that way.
I better call Dr. Carruthers.
Oh, please, hurry.
There's nothing I can do.
You mean he's dead?
Yes, I better call the coroner.
You think it's murder?
I don't know. I never saw anything like it before. The jugular vein is severed.
Send Johnny Layton in here.
Well, what have I done now? Who wants me fired this time?
Nobody yet, but it's still early. This came in from Heathville. It's a mystery killing. Old Martin Heath's son.
Who's Martin Heath?
Who's Martin Heath? Say, have you ever had a date with a girl?
A girl? Oh, yes, a girl. I believe I did take a girl out once.
Well, did she smell sweet?
Of course she smells sweet. Most girls do.
Well, that's because of Martin Heath Cosmetics Limited. They make all that goo that the women put on their faces so they won't have to wash them with soap and water.
I get it. A big man, huh?
Yes, and a big advertising account. Grab yourself a photographer and get along over there to Heathville. The coroner's holding an inquest. Find out who really killed old man Heath's son.
Okay, McGinty, I'm on my way.
Chief Wilkins?
Yeah?
I'm Johnny Layton of the Chicago Register.
Glad to see you.
And this is my cameraman, One Shot McGuire.
Hi, Chief.
Howdy.
Say, we're down here to cover that Heath murder, but we didn't get much information at the coroner's inquest. I thought maybe you might be able to help us.
Well, I'm always glad to cooperate with the newspapers, providing they cooperate with me.
That's the policy of our paper.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't got very far with this thing myself. Oh, here's something that might interest you. It's a picture of the victim's wounds.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to see it better with this glass.
Are these scratches on the neck and shoulders?
Yes, but we can't determine the source. They're too deep for fingernails, too shallow to have been made by a knife. They're more like claws.
That sort of bears out Dr. Crothers' theory at the inquest of a wild animal. Have there been any circuses around here lately?
No.
Heard of any animal escaping from a zoo?
No.
Couldn't have been one of those African leopard men. They use steel claws.
This isn't Africa.
Okay, Chief, I was just trying to help.
Chief, are you sure there's no clue you're holding back while investigating?
Well, since you're going to work with me on this case, there is a clue, and a very weird one. The autopsy surgeon says that such wounds could have been made by the beak and talons of a bird.
A bird? Why, there aren't any birds around here big enough to attack a man.
How about an eagle?
We know it wasn't a bird.
How do you know that?
Because we found several hairs on the shoulder of Heath's coat.
Ah, Chauchet La Femme.
They're not human hairs.
What kind are they?
Well, it may sound silly, but the laboratory test shows that they were from a mouse.
Well, who ever heard of a mouse big enough to kill a man?
Say, a bat has hair like a mouse.
Well, the only bats around here are no bigger than sparrows. There was a peculiar odor about the wounds, but they were so faint and elusive that the police chemists have been unable to identify it.
Then it does give us something to work on.
Well, if the scent was a clue, it's been destroyed by evaporation.
Say, Chief, do you mind if I do a little sleuthing around on my own account?
Certainly not. Go ahead. If I can help you any, why...
You can. Miss Heath seems to be the nearest to an eyewitness of the crime. I'd like to have a talk with her. Can you arrange it?
I think I can.
Well, Dr. Crothers refused to let her speak to us. We tried that this morning at the inquest.
Well, don't you worry about Dr. Carruthers. He's one of the finest men in Heathville. He just thought you'd add to Mary's grief so you could get sensational newspaper stories. I'll arrange an interview.
Thanks, Chief. I'll keep in touch with you.
All right. 48J.
Miss Heath, did your brother have any enemies that you know of?
Why, no. Everybody in the village liked Roy.
Mm-hmm. Well, what did he do at the factory?
He had charge of the experimental department where the new products are developed. Oh, here comes Dr. Crothers. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Mary. I took a shortcut from my laboratory through a garden hedge.
You met Dr. Crothers at the inquest this morning.
Yes. Mr. Layton, I hope you'll forgive me if I seemed a little abrupt. But I'm fond of Mary. And considering the ordeal she already went through, I wanted to protect her from dwelling too much on the tragedy.
Of course. You were quite right.
We're working on the case with the police now.
Yes, I understand. Chief Wilkins phoned me. And if I can be of any assistance, just call on me.
Thanks.
Won't you sit down?
Shall I serve, mademoiselle?
No, Maxine, I'll do it. You may go now.
Oui, mademoiselle.
Do you take sugar, Mr. McGuire?
Huh? Oh, no, ma'am, never. In fact, I don't even take tea. If you'll just deal me out, I'll take a look around. I may dig up a clue.
What do you think of Dr. Crothers' theory about a wild animal, Mr. Layton?
Well, frankly, I don't think much of it.
I can't say that I blame you. But I, as a scientist, take many things into consideration a layman might overlook.
For instance?
The jagged nature of the wound, the rapidity with which the murderer escaped, the scratches from talons or claws.
But when an animal attacks a human, there's bound to be a lot of noise. You heard Miss Heath testify there was no sound of a struggle.
No. Only those awful screams.
It's very puzzling. very mystifying.
Doctor, when you last saw Roy, did he seem worried or nervous or moody?
No, not at all. On the contrary. He was in the best of spirits.
Well, I've got to get back to the village now and follow my story. You'll excuse me?
If you find it necessary for us to talk again, you may come back at any time.
This evening, if it's all right with you. I'd like to spend some time here.
Why, yes, that'll be quite all right.
Thank you. Goodbye, Miss Heath.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor.
A little more chiffon, baby.
I do not understand.
Oh, you know what I mean. A little more of your stocking.
Like these?
Sure, I like 'em. Who wouldn't? Now, hold nice and still, because this is going to take a little time.
Well, if you're going to shoot, shoot.
Right away, Johnny. I was just trying to get the focus.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. And not bad, either. I'll be back in a minute, Frenchie. And don't worry none about those werewolves, because nothing's going to harm you while I'm around here.
You make Maxine feel so calm. My big, brave journalist.
This is my idea of nothing at all. Sitting here waiting for an animal to give us an argument. Look at that moon. And I had a date with Frenchie.
Oh, stop crabbing. We're supposed to solve a murder. You,
Big, brave journalist.
This is the first time I've ever been invited anywhere and asked not to shave until after I get there.
I wanted to observe your exact reaction when you tried the lotion.
Oh, now I understand.
I want this lotion to be perfect before turning it over to you to be marketed. Here.
It's a little strong. That'll make the customers think they're getting their money's worth. Oh, that feels great. Very soothing.
I don't think you ever use anything else.
Well, we wouldn't want to market anything we wouldn't use ourselves. That almost smells good enough to be used as a cologne. Oh, what's the matter, Doc? Can't you stand your own lotion?
I have a violent dislike for perfumes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, Tommy.
Good night, Doc.
Goodbye, Tommy.
What's that?
Where?
Over there, something's moving.
Come on out of there, whoever you are. What are you doing out here, Miss Heath?
I thought you might want some company. Shall we sit down?
You know, you shouldn't be wandering around the garden at night after what's happened.
Neither should you.
Well, but it's part of my job.
Mine, too. Roy was my brother. Be careful, I think it's Tommy.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Tommy.
darling.
What's up, sis?
Mr. Layton wanted to stay in the garden for a while, so I joined him.
Don't tell me you're waiting for that animal Dr. Carruthers mentioned.
So you don't believe it either?
I certainly do not. It's ridiculous.
But somebody or something killed your brother.
And I suppose you're working on the theory that the murderer always returns to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps I am.
Well, not for me. If you'll take my advice, Mary, you'll leave these gentlemen to their vigil and go to bed. That's what I'm going to do. Good night.
Good night, Tommy. I don't think your brother likes my being here.
Oh, you mustn't mind Tommy. We're all terribly upset.
I know. But I'm telling you, McGetty, it was a bat. I saw it kill Tommy Heath.
Listen, Johnny, I want you in One Shot to come on home or I'll fire both of you.
I'm not coming home, and neither is One Shot. I'm keeping him here to get a picture of the devil bat. Say, that'll look great in the headlines. Devil bat strikes again.
Listen, don't tell me it had horns. Maybe I better send a wagon with the steel bars and the strong boys with the straitjackets.
Look, Joe, have I ever lied to you?
Plenty of times.
Well, I'm not lying this time. If it ever got out that I cooked up a fake story about a devil bat, I wouldn't be able to get a job on a country weekly. Print the story, Joe. So help me, it's on the level.
All right, I'll print it. But I won't believe it. Not till One Shot gets me a picture of that devil bat in action.
Don't worry, he'll get it. Goodbye. You, my friend, are going to get a shot of the devil bat in action.
Who, me? How?
Have you noticed there's a taxidermist shop in the village?
Well, you wouldn't suggest that I go out and stuff a bird, would you?
One Shot. To think that you'd even hint that I would suggest you have the village taxidermist build you a nice big bat for pictorial purposes. Besides, a bat isn't a bird, it's a mammal.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Where is this bird stuffing emporium? Oh, down on Cottage Grove Avenue. Now, here's the idea, Frenchie. You hang on to the bat till I get my camera set up. And when I raise my hand, you give the bat a good shove, and it'll swing out just like it's flying. Then I can get a swell picture from my boss. Get it?
Oui. I am wise, no?
No. But hang on to the bat until I raise my hand, huh?
Sherry, are you hurt?
Say, what's the idea of breaking up my devil bat? I'm going to make you pay for that.
And I'm going to take you to jail until you explain this. Come on.
You can't do this to me.
I'm doing it.
I was just conducting a little experiment, trying to find out how the devil bat does his killing.
I'm sure McGuire didn't intend doing anything wrong. He's just a little overzealous about his work.
Yeah, with the town in an uproar, and everybody terror-stricken, wondering whether he's going to be the next victim, I don't want any more trouble stirred up, even with an artificial bat.
You'd better get back to the hotel. I want to talk to the chief alone.
Is it all right, Chief?
Yeah, but be careful in the future.
Ever smelled anything like this before?
Well, yes. That's the same stuff that's been on every one of the devil bat's victims. Where'd you get it?
Found it in Don Morton's bathroom.
Find out where Morton got it?
No, I didn't want to arouse suspicion by asking questions till after it's been analyzed.
You think it has any connection with the murders?
That's the way it strikes me, but I can't figure out how.
I'll get the police chemist on it right away.
I'll snoop around, see if I can find out where Morton got it.
Well, it probably came from down at the Heath Cosmetic plant. I've men working on a theory of a disgruntled factory employee committing the crimes.
It's certainly more than coincidental that all the victims have been members of the Heath and Morton families.
Yeah. Looks like a plot to wipe them all out.
I wish the rest of them would leave town until this crime is solved.
You're worried about Mary, aren't you?
Well, yes. I've been urging her to leave, but she won't go without her father. And he insists on remaining here to help clear up the crime.
And worse than that, neither Heath nor Morton will let me give them a bodyguard.
I guess we'll just have to wait for something to break. Good night, Chief.
Good night, Johnny.
Boy, have I got a picture that'll knock McGinty dead. Meet the double bat.
Well, how about that wire? Looks as if the bat's on a flying trapeze.
Oh, but I'm not through working on it yet. See, I can touch this picture up so the bat will look like he's got nothing around him but nothing.
Okay, Rembrandt. You win.
This is your news commentator, Walter King. Tonight we're broadcasting from the little village of Heathville, where an alleged devil bat has claimed 3 victims during the past 6 weeks. You will note that I say alleged devil bat. That, ladies and gentlemen, is because your correspondent has been very skeptical from the start as to the existence of this horrendous creature. I have as my guest in the studio tonight Professor Percival Garland Rains, perhaps the world's greatest authority on animal life. I'm going to interview Professor Rains on the subject of the devil bat. Our radio audience may draw its own conclusions. Professor Rains, first let me ask you, point blank, do you believe that any such creature as the devil bat exists?
I do not.
He's got a nerve.
Quiet.
In the Dark Ages, when men and women lived in caves, there may have existed a bat of this size. But not in this day and age.
How do you account for the fact that Mary Heath, whose 2 brothers were victims of the devil bat, and a newspaper reporter, John Layton, claimed to have seen this amazing creature?
Sometimes under stress of excitement, our minds play tricks on us.
Hey, he's insinuating you saw the little bat that wasn't there.
Pipe down. But how about the picture of the devil bat published by Mr. Layton's paper?
I examined that picture under a powerful magnifying glass. I denounce it as a fraud. Whoever constructed the strange-looking monster forgot to remove a label from the silk used on its left wing. That label reads, "Made in Japan."
Put through a hurry call to Heathville. I want to talk to Johnny Layton. He's at the Heathville Hotel.
One guess who that is.
Yeah, McGinty.
Go ahead, pour it on.
So you slipped over a fake picture on me, huh? Well, you're fired, both of you. And I'll see to it that you never work on another newspaper as long as I live. Made in Japan. You tell One-Shot McGuire he ought to be snapping photos in a booby hatch. Both of you, come on in and get your final checks.
Oh, no. We're not coming in to get anything. All right, so we're fired. But we're staying here just the same. I saw that bat.
We're going to stay here till we catch that bat, and when we do, I'm going to bring it in and stuff it down your throat. Goodbye.
Well, we're fired.
Again. That's him calling back to apologize. Now, you give him a good scare.
No use begging us to go to work for you again, McGinty. You fired us, and we're staying fired. Oh, Mary, I thought it was somebody else.
Johnny, why did you make a joke of a tragic thing like this?
But it wasn't intended as a joke, Mary. I was only trying to get the news.
I suppose you call it getting the news when you arrange to print a picture. That's a deliberate hoax. That has the entire country laughing. A grand joke, Johnny. But somehow I can't appreciate it.
But I can explain that picture.
Don't try, Johnny.
Made in Japan. I ought to skin you alive and nail your hide to a barn door.
Here's the chemist report on that shaving lotion.
I see he couldn't break down one of the ingredients.
Yes, he said it must be some element with which he's not familiar.
We won't get anywhere until we identify it.
There's just one other man in this town that might be able to help us. Dr. Carruthers.
Yeah, Carruthers could help us. I found out he compounded that lotion.
Well, if you suspect Carruthers, you're barking up the wrong tree, Johnny. He's the last man in this town that would harm anyone. Why, everybody loves him.
Maybe so. But here's something else I dug up. The Heath and Morton fortunes are based on a greaseless cold cream formula Dr. Carruthers invented.
So what?
All the doctor got out of it was $10,000, and the others made a fortune.
Well, it's common knowledge that he sold out for cash when he could have had an interest in the firm.
Just the same, every victim had this stuff from his laboratory on him.
Maybe you've been working too hard on this case, Johnny.
I'd like to get his reaction on the stuff. If he denies knowing anything about it, we'll know there's a tie-up somewhere.
I think you're balmy. But just to show you that I'm following up every clue, we'll talk to him.
We'll, put this in another bottle, and without telling him we know he compounded it, ask him to analyze it.
Doc, I hope we're not upsetting your work barging in on you this way.
No, no, not at all. I'm anxious to help solve these crimes. All the victims were very dear friends of mine.
Here's a sample of the stuff young Morton and the two Heath boys had on them when they were attacked by the devil bat.
Of course, it doesn't make sense to me that a bird would choose only people using that particular stuff.
A bat is not a bird. It's a mammal.
Well, anyway, our police chemist couldn't break down one of the ingredients. We thought perhaps you could.
Why, I compounded this myself. It's a new shaving lotion I'm experimenting with. The ingredient your chemist couldn't break down, I discovered years ago in Tibet.
How did you happen to put it in a shaving lotion?
Oh, the lamas use it in some of their religious rites as a perfume. The scent is very pleasant and can't be imitated by competitors.
But what were Don Morton and the two Heath boys doing with the stuff?
Oh, it is the policy of our firm to try out any new product before marketing it.
Well, that knocks our theory into a cocked hat.
Yeah. We were hoping the unknown ingredient might turn out to be some sort of a clue.
This isn't the kind of bottle I give it out in, but I presume your chemist changed it when making the analysis.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
Tell me, did you hear Professor Raines on the radio last night?
Yes. It was very interesting and very asinine.
You mean you believe there is a devil bat?
Why not? You saw it, didn't you?
Well, sure I did. So did Mary.
Then why worry about what one scientist says?
That one scientist got me fired.
Oh, you mean your newspaper discharged you?
That's right.
Oh, that's too bad. Then you're believing Heathville before the mystery is solved.
I'm afraid not. I'm going to stay here and work with the chief.
Since you're going to stay here for a while, I would like you to try out a bottle of the new lotion and tell me how you like it. And you too, Chief.
No, not me, Doc. If my wife ever smelled perfume on me, she'd suspect me sure.
Well, Mr. Layton, I understand you are not married.
All right, I'll try it in the morning when I shave. I guess we better be going, Chief.
See you later, Doc.
So long, Dr. Carruthers.
Goodbye, Mr. Layton.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Does that smelly shaving lotion put you to sleep?
Oh, why'd you tell the doc you're going to use it if you think it's smelly?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I was a little ashamed of ever suspecting the old duck.
Well, I like it, and I'm going to tell him so. What time is it?
After midnight.
Midnight? Oh, there ain't no use of waiting around here any longer. This must be the bat's night off.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Get that camera ready.
You got him. Listen, Johnny, I'm gonna cook that bird personally for McGinney, and I'll even stuff it myself.
Skeptical when I came to Heathville today to examine the body of this so-called devil bat. But after seeing it personally and making exhaustive research, I've arrived at the conclusion that the creature is the lone survivor of a type of giant bat which existed in great numbers during the early part of the Neolithic age. Perhaps I should explain for the benefit of some of our listeners that the Neolithic age is that period of antiquity commonly called the Stone Age.
Imbecile, bombastic ignoramus.
McGinty, but one shot and I are not interested. At your prices. Of course, if there was a raise of, say, $30 plus a fat bonus, we might consider it.
You're hold-up men, both of you. I refuse to be robbed.
Have it your way, McGinty. Have it your way. But we have the bat's corpus delicti and the exclusive picture. Of course, I've got an eyewitness story that 2 syndicates are bidding for.
And don't forget, you gotta pay us for the time we were fired.
That's better. Now you're talking, boss. Okay, we're working for you again. We'll gather up the loose ends and see you in a couple of days. Goodbye. Come in.
Hello, Johnny.
Well, Mary.
Johnny, I came to tell you that I'm sorry I said what I did the last time we talked. Do you suppose... well, I don't know how to say it, but...
I do.
Miss Heath, do you suppose that little French girl would apologize to me if I looked her up?
Positive she would.
Splendid. You will be even greater than your unfortunate predecessor. Enraged, aren't you? Fine. I'm enraged also. Tonight I shall call on Henry Morton, and you shall strike him down.
Henry, the lotion has turned out to be better than I had hoped. I want you to try it.
Well, Well, just leave it here, Doc, and I'll try it in the morning after shaving.
Smells good, doesn't it?
Yes, but isn't it too strong?
No, no, no. Evaporation quickly tones it down just to the right scent. Rub a few drops on your face.
Well, I'd rather wait until after I shave. Then my skin will be more tender and receptive to a lotion.
Just a little here. The texture of the skin there is always very delicate. I give you a few drops in your hand.
I hope you're right about that scent evaporating quickly. I smell the high heavens.
Perhaps that will be the secret of its success.
Well, you can never tell what's going to happen in this business.
You can believe me, Henry. You don't have to worry.
Yes, I can believe that, Doc. All of your formulas have been highly successful. Oh, I've been going over the report of the company's annual earnings. A net profit of over $1 million. Not bad, eh? When you remember what we built on. A mere $10,000 for your formula. You shouldn't have demanded all cash, Doc. You should have ridden along with us. Then you'd be rich, too. Oh, but then you've had a lot of fun in your laboratory with your experiments, dreaming up something new. You're a dreamer, Doc. Too much money is bad for dreamers.
So you try to pay me in flattery, telling me that I'm a dreamer. Well, I do dream. Dreams that you could never guess.
Your nerves are frayed, Doc. Now calm down. Get a grip on yourself. You've been working too hard on your formula.
Formula. That's but child's play for a great scientist. Your brain is too feeble to conceive what I have accomplished in the realm of science.
Doc, you've made some great scientific discovery. What is it?
When you'll find out, Henry, it'll be too late for you.
Oh, come, Doc. You can't pretend to control a man's destiny.
I've already proved it 3 times. I'm sorry. Perhaps you're right, Henry, about my working too hard. I guess I'm a little tired. I better go home and get some rest.
Sure. A night's sleep will do you good. Good night, Doc.
Goodbye, Henry.
"36J.
Hello?
Oh, that's you, Martin?
Yes, Henry.
I want you to call Chief of Police Wilkins to come to your house immediately. It's very important.
Chief's here now.
Well, don't let him leave until I get there.
What on earth's happened?
I think I've got a clue to all those murders. It may peter out, but if half what I suspect is true, it's the most diabolical plot that a madman ever concocted.
What is it?
Talk about the absent-minded professor. I forgot my hat.
Henry, what is it?
I'll tell you all about it when I get there.
I hope I didn't intrude on a private conversation.
No, nothing important.
I hope Henry was right about having a clue. But why didn't he explain more about it when he phoned?
When I insisted, he changed his tone as if he'd been interrupted. I was afraid that he might be overheard. What is that squeaky sound?
Oh, just some night noise.
Help!
I feel much better, Mr. Heath, since you asked us to stay in your home until this new devil bat has been killed. I've been worried about Mary.
What reason have you to believe that Mary is in danger?
Only this. I'm convinced that someone is using the bat to wipe out the entire Heath and Morton families.
As a scientist, I assure you, the thought of a human controlling a bat is fantastic.
Just the same, no villager's been killed or even attacked.
You're forgetting, aren't you, that Mr. McGuire was attacked. He's not a member of either family.
Why, I'm practically a member of this family already. I'm going to marry Miss Heath's maid.
Oh, really? Well, boys, I'll have Maxine show you to your rooms.
I must be running along home. It's past my bedtime. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night,
Good
Doctor.
night, Martin.
Good night, Doc.
Good night, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mary.
Come along. Maxine?
Oui, mademoiselle.
Did you fill my perfume bottles with something new?
Oh, no, mademoiselle. I never touch your perfume.
It's funny. I don't recognize it. Perhaps Dad filled them as a surprise. He always does that with every new perfume the plant puts out.
Is there anything else?
No, Maxine, that's all. Good night.
Good night, mademoiselle.
Mary, what happened?
It was trying to get in the window. A big bat. Oh, it was awful.
Mary, I want you to tell me everything you did just before that bat tried to get in.
Well, first I took a bath. Then I brushed my hair, and Maxine came in and turned the covers down. And then fastened the screen, which somehow had come unhooked.
Yeah? Go ahead, what else?
Well, then we talked about some new perfume that someone had put in my dressing table bottles. Dad, did you put any new perfume in my bottles?
No, I didn't.
Is this the stuff?
Yes.
Tony, this smells like...
Hey, quiet. I've got a hunch that I want to follow up, and I'll need everybody's cooperation.
We'll do everything we can.
Of course.
What's Carruthers' number?
48J.
Operator, give me 48J, please. Hello, Dr. Carruthers. This is Johnny Layton. That's right. Something terrible has happened to Mary. Can you hurry over?
I'll be right there.
Good.
Oh, Johnny, I'm all right. I don't need a doctor.
That's where the cooperation part comes in, Mary. You'll have to pretend to be a nervous wreck. Mr. Heath, you in one shot must help her trick Dr. Carruthers into staying here as long as you can.
Where are you going, Johnny?
To, do a little private bat hunting.
The devil bat tried to get through that window.
If she's suffering from fright, I give her a sedative. Where's Mr. Layton?
Why, I guess he's out in the garden hunting the devil bat.
Layton is a very brave young man. Give Miss Heath one of these every half an hour.
Oui, Doctor.
It will quieten her nerves.
But, Doc, hadn't you better stay until she's quieter?
She'll be all right in the morning.
Hey, Doc, I don't feel so good myself. Would you mind taking my temperature?
You look perfectly well, Mr. McGuire.
Well, you ought to see my tongue. It looks just like a squirrel's tail. Look.
Try some calomel. May have visitors tonight. And it would be dangerous for me if they found you here.
Hi, Doc. I hope I'm not intruding.
No, no, not at all. I heard you were out stalking the devil bat. Any success?
No, but I thought maybe you might be able to help me.
Well, I don't see how that's possible, but if you can suggest anything...
Well, you could give me some more of that new concoction of yours, that shaving lotion.
But how on earth could that possibly help catch the devil bat?
I've still got a crazy idea that if I douse myself with it, it might attract the killer.
I don't see how you can connect the two. But there is a bottle of the lotion on the table.
Thanks. You see, Doc, I figured out something. All four of the murdered people had this lotion on them when the devil bat struck. Now, my plan is to sit in the garden, and when the killer makes one of those power dives, I'll blast him.
Layton, I'm afraid all these murders have affected your mind.
Maybe you'd like to come along, Doc, and be an eyewitness.
I'm sure it would be just a waste of time, but I'd be glad to watch your experiment.
Good. I knew I could count on you to help me.
I tell you, Layton, expecting a bat to be attracted by the scent of a lotion is all foolishness. I think I better run around.
Ah, sit down, Doc. The devil bat's behind schedule tonight. You aren't very chummy tonight. What's the matter?
Firearms always make me nervous.
Oh, I thought maybe you didn't want to be sitting too close to me. Just in case the devil bat does show up.
According to your theory, the killer wouldn't attack me. I haven't any of that lotion on me.
You have now, Doc.
Why did you do that?
To make it a 50-50 proposition, Doc. Now sit down, and don't try any shenanigans. Not so funny when it's your own jugular vein that's in danger. Is it, Doc?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you made a mistake when you let that devil bat of yours out of the attic tonight. Don't worry about the bat killing you. I'm saving you for the hangman. Tell me, Doc, how did you develop a monster bat like that?
You wouldn't understand the scientific theory.
Chief, what are you doing out here?
Young fellow, don't think that you're the only man working on this case. And it was lucky I was here, too.
Thanks. Did you kill the devil bat?
No, he got away.
Well, here's one bird that didn't get away, and he's the murderer we've both been looking for. Quick, shoot it! Where is it?
It's gone.
And so's the doctor.
Did you get the bat?
What happened? Doc Carruthers is the murderer, and he's hiding somewheres in the garden.
You fellas get back to the house and guard Mary. Come on.
Doctor! Dr. Carruthers! Doctor! Has anything happened to Johnny? Is he hurt?
They took him up to my place. You better come along with me.
That was Mary. Are you all right, Mary?
Go help Dr. Carruthers. He's over there.
That devil bat belonged to the doctor, Mary. He created it to commit those murders.
Well, it's too late to help the doc.
calling. McCarthy calling. Hello?
Any luck, Mac?
Nah, I can't even scare off a news broadcast.
Where do you think we are?
Search me. We lost a beam hours ago. Probably somewhere between Cuba and Puerto Rico.
Is it that bad?
It ain't good.
Uh-oh. I know I wasn't cut out to be no blackbird.
If you had those weather gadgets of yours set up, we wouldn't have gotten into this mess.
Now, if that new Navy base gets a weather bureau now, it'll be a miracle.
Mr. Bill, is this the spot where Admiral Wainwright's plane turned up missing last week?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, look out, Admiral. Here we come.
Try to contact him again, Mac.
Hello? McCarthy calling. Plane C-108 calling. Why don't somebody answer? We're lost, do you hear? Lost. Not a murmur.
How's the gas holding out?
That's something else again.
Well, there are plenty of small islands down here. Better go down. Find a spot for landing.
That's what I'll... Wait a minute. There's something coming in. That's a new lingo to me. I don't understand it.
Think we're near a radio station?
Well, the way it's coming in, we must be right over that transmitter.
Well, that's a break.
Well, I'm going down and take a look. Hold on, boys. There's a clearing ahead. I think I can make it.
Think. Did you say think? What I think it means. They sure don't waste no time around here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They can't do this here to me. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Now let me out of here.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Good gracious. Is that you, Mr. Bill? Did they have you in a hole, too?
What are you talking about? What do you mean, have me in a hole?
Ain't we dead?
Of course we're not dead.
I thought I was a little off color to be a ghost.
Oh, there's no such thing as ghosts yet.
Eh? Well, what's that then?
That's no ghost. Come on.
I can't. My foot done took the root.
Hey, what are you trying to do? Scare us to death? Hey, you're hurt.
I'm all right. Just a crack on the noggin. Where are we?
Search me. It looks like somebody's marble orchard.
Graveyard. That's a fine spot for a crack-up.
Well, let's look around. Somebody must live around here. Come on.
Quiet, will you? What you trying to do? Wake up the dead?
What's the matter? Do you hear something?
No, sir. Just my heart trying to jump out of my chest.
That's drums.
Drums? That's my cue for me to start parading out of here.
Look. It's a creepy-looking place.
Sure dark. Suppose anybody lives in there?
In that haunted house? If they do, they sleep on slabs.
Well, let's find out.
Not me. Y'all going in there. I ain't going in that mausoleum. I'm going to stay right here until I change my mind. Oh, wait a minute. I done changed my mind.
Ring the bell, Jeff.
Oh, Mr. Bill, you the one who wants to go in there. You ring the bell. Sound like an ice cream man.
There's nobody here.
Who's that?
Welcome to my humble home.
Thank you. We were just...
I know. Your plane crashed in the jungle.
Oh, yes. How did you know?
Very little happens on this island that I do not know about. Mama, we have guests. Prepare the library. Have these gentlemen's bags brought in. Oh, excuse me, gentlemen. May I introduce myself? I'm Dr. Michael Sangre, late of Vienna. Follow me, Jim.
Mr. Bill, let's get out of here.
Oh, don't be silly, Jeff. Go on.
Oh, that man ain't no doctor. There's something wrong here. Well, that's Slim Galley.
You must forgive us, please, if we seem unprepared. Visitors are rare in this house.
I'm afraid we're the ones to apologize, Doctor, for walking in on you like this.
Not at all. It's a pleasure, I can assure you.
Well, I'm Bill Summers. This is Mr. McCarthy?
Well, I don't know you, Doc.
My valet, Jefferson.
Jefferson Jackson is my name. You see, I was named after my grandpappy. He was the president of the Knights of the Pink Garters.
Ah, you have been hurt.
Ah, it's nothing. Just a crack on the head.
Nothing, you say? The slightest injury on this island often proves fatal.
What do you mean?
The climate, and yet?
Yet what?
They say that evil spirits lurk here, waiting to prey on the injured.
Ha! That's a lot of bunk.
Maybe. How about a spot of brandy to warm me up?
Fine.
Mamba. Brandwein. My servant intrigues you.
Is that one of the spirits that you was talking about?
Mamba, no. It's true he reflects the mood of this house, but he's not as sinister as he looks. Gentlemen, the finest brandy in all Europe. I brought it here myself. To your arrival. A most fortunate accident for me.
I'm afraid our arrival was no accident.
You mean to say you came here purposely?
No, not in the sense you mean. You see, we were on our way to the Bahamas when the storm blew us off our course. We heard your broadcast, so here we are.
Broadcast?
Hmm?
You must be mistaken. There was no broadcast from this island. Your ears must have played you tricks. There is no radio within miles of here. However, boats do stop here fairly often.
How often?
Well, the next one is due in about 2 weeks' time. However, I hope you will be my guest in the meantime.
I'm afraid we'll have to, Doctor. Thank you.
Well, that's settled then. Let me show you to your rooms.
Didn't we just leave him downstairs in the library?
Oh, he wanted to make sure that your room was warm and comfortable before you got here.
He sure gets around fast, don't he?
Mr. Summers, this is your room. Mr. McCarthy's. Your quarters adjoin.
Excuse me, Mr. Doctor, but didn't you forget something?
I think not.
No?
No.
What about me?
You will be taken care of.
That's what I'm afraid of.
In the servants' quarters. Mamba will show you the way.
Mamba? That goblin? Do I have to go with him alone?
He won't hurt you if he likes you.
And if he don't? Oh, Mr. Bill, does I have to? Can I stay up here with you?
No. You understand. I don't wish to be harsh, but it might set a bad example for the other servants.
Certainly. It'll be all right, Jeff.
For who?
Mamba. Dieser Kaffer nach unten.
You ain't by any chance a member of the Mystic Knight of the Pink Goddess, is you? No? All of them was like this.
Dinner at 8 o'clock. Make yourselves at home. And I'll get something for your head, Mr. McCarthy.
Thank you, Doctor.
What do you think? I don't know what to think. Are you sure we were flying over this island when we picked up that broadcast?
I'd swear to it on a stack of Bibles. And you notice the lingo he was talking to that banshee?
You mean it was the same?
Nothing else but. It was the same blather we heard on the radio, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same voice.
Oh, pardon me. I should have knocked. Here you are, Mr. McCarthy. Your head will be as good as new in no time.
Phew. If it was in me, I sure would be pale now.
Samantha.
Well, I do declare. Hello there, Bright Eyes. Where did you come from?
Alabama.
Alabama. Ain't that nice? After gallivanting around with a hatchet face, you is a pleasant surprise.
Is you my new associate?
Is I? Well, if I ain't, that's what I'm thinking of. Hey, who's that, Methuselah?
Kahama.
I know a museum that would give a fortune just to have her under glass.
What's a museum?
That's where they keep dead things.
Oh, like here.
Hmm? What's cooking?
That's brew.
Brew? Home brew at this day and age? Why, don't you people know that prohibition has been repealed?
Taste.
I don't care if I do.
How's it taste?
I don't know, but it ain't kosher. What's it for?
It's a magic potion for scaring away the evil spirits.
Evil spirits? Good gracious of me. Well, it is evil spirits around here.
Why, sure. The place is crawling with them. And that ain't all.
What, there's more?
More? You ain't heard nothing. Just wait till you see the zombies.
Zombies? What's them?
Dead folks. What walks around?
They does? Here?
Especially here.
Why here especially?
Because this is where they grows the best. They's all over this place. And all you have to do is clap your hands, and they comes a-running.
Who is they? Who is they?
Zombies.
Wow!
What kept you so long?
Wow! Mr. Bill! Mr. Bill! Mr. Bill!
What's the matter, Jack?
I seen them.
You saw what?
They're all over the place. They're everywhere.
What's everywhere?
Hands, big black ones with frozen faces, with eyes that looks at you and they don't see nothing.
What's he talking about?
Oh, zombies! Mr. Bill, let's get out of here. Why, this place is a walking cemetery.
Wait a minute, Jeff. What's this all about? What's a zombie?
Well, a zombie, there's, Mr. Bill, there's...
The living dead.
The living dead.
That's it. That's what it is. Dead folks was too lazy to lay down.
Your servant seems to have learned a lot in the short time he has been here.
Nothing I ain't willing to unlearn just as quick.
I'm afraid Jeff's been seeing things.
Ain't it the truth?
Where did you see these, zombies?
Mr. Bill, I saw them down into the kitchen. They walked in there just like they owned the place.
Undoubtedly some of my servants.
No, sir, not them babies. Why, they is fugitives from the undertakers.
If it is true what he says, it might be amusing to see these creatures for ourselves. In the kitchen, you said?
Yes, sir. That's where I seen them.
Shall we investigate?
Sounds a little crazy. Sorry with me, I guess. How about you, Mac?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
Superstition plays a very important part in the life of these West Indian natives. Puss. This is our kitchen. Crude and rather antiquated, but adequate for our simple needs. Samantha.
Yes, master?
Have you seen any zombies here?
No, master.
Have you, Tahama?
Tahama cooks for the living, not the dead.
You see?
You better get yourself a pair of glasses, Jeff.
Oh, Mr. Bill, I don't need no glasses. I saw them with my own eyes. Samantha, you were standing right beside of me when them two perishables walked in.
The only perishable thing around here is you, big boy. You've been dreaming.
Dreaming? I never dreamt a dream like that in my wildest nightmares. Mr. Bill, they was the real McCoy.
He tasted my brew, made him drunk.
Oh, Mr. Bill, don't pay no attention to her. I wasn't drunk. You got to believe me.
You better take it easy, Jeff, and lay off that brew.
Now that we have convinced ourselves there were no zombies here, let's retire to the library.
That's for me.
No, you stay here. Look out for more zombies.
Woman, you is a prevaricator.
Don't you prevaricate me. You didn't see no zombies. You just think you did.
Think? I don't think that good. I seen them and you did too. You told me that all I had to do was to clap.
Stop him! Don't do that.
I thought so.
Mister, there's something that ain't never no good for nobody to do no time. Much less going around blabbing off your big mouth about.
You mean that Mr. Sanders don't like for nobody to know that he got zombies around here?
That's right.
How come? What'd he do, grow them?
No, but he sure cultivates them.
What for?
That's his own business. And if you're smart, you'll keep your big nose out of it.
Is you telling me?
Alice, you're down early, my dear. Permit me. My wife, Madame Sangley. Mr. Summers, Mr. McCarthy, our guests.
How do you do, Madame Sangley?
Howdy. My wife isn't quite herself. She suffers from a strange malady which I'm trying to cure. Here is a peculiar case in contrast to that of the zombies, which your servant claims to have seen, where supposedly they are dead, yet retain a certain amount of animation. She lives, yet walks in the land of those beyond. Forgive us if we intruded. I didn't know you preferred drinking alone.
I was a little nervous. I thought it might make me feel better.
Of course. Permit me. Mr. Summers, Mr. McCarthy, Miss Barbara Winslow, my niece.
By marriage. The doctor... my uncle has told me of your unfortunate accident. How long do you suppose it will take you to repair the plane and leave?
Barbara, how can you talk of leaving to our guests when they have only just arrived?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
You see, my niece doesn't like this little island. She can only think of it in terms of departure.
Any place that don't set well with me, miss, I ups and leaves.
Unfortunately, that's easier said than done. None may leave this island if he so chooses.
How's that?
Oh, of course, I'm only speaking about myself and my family. You see, we are Austrian refugees. Had to flee without passports. We had no choice.
But we're different, huh?
Naturally. You wouldn't be on this island if it hadn't been for your crash. Isn't that so, Mr. Summers?
Well, that's about the size of it. I'm beginning to think these islands are bad luck for planes.
Oh, I don't understand.
About a week ago, one of our Navy planes disappeared in the same region.
Oh, anyone of importance?
Yep. Admiral Wainwright. One of our ranking admirals.
Mm-hmm. He was on his way to Panama. Mission of some sort for the government.
How unfortunate. Well, of course, I will inform the natives first thing in the morning. And if they can learn of your admiral, I will certainly let you know.
Thank you, Doctor.
Excuse me. I see you take an interest in my collection.
Yeah, they are kind of curious.
They constitute my hobby, gathered from all over the world. Relics, symbols of black magic, lycanthropy, voodoo.
Is that so?
Why so? You are Irish, are you not?
Sure, anybody can see that.
Well, that should be of special interest to you.
Why me?
Because it comes from your country. The ceremonial mask worn by the ancient Druid high priests during the rites of transmigration.
Transmigration?
Yes, it means the transfer of the soul of the dead to the body of the living.
Ain't that kind of tough on the living?
Perhaps so. But I know of many who would benefit by a new soul.
Lots of people don't believe in that junk anymore, Doc.
Well, I hear that in Ireland a good many do.
I don't know about that.
Dinner is served.
Very interesting, Mr. McCarthy, isn't it?
Very.
The inconvenience of the material body always demanding to be fed. Come, my dear.
The idea of me doing skullduggery in the kitchen. Why, that ain't no business for a man who used to resorting with big shots.
Who you trying to fool? Well, the only big shot around these here parts is Dr. Sangren. And I sure know you ain't no pal of his'n.
I don't intend to be. Why, that Dr. Sangren is a little shot compared with Mr. Bill.
Who say?
I said. And you know why?
Did you hear me inquire?
It's a secret. But I'll tell you if you promise not to tell a living soul.
Oh, I won't. Leastwise, not no living soul.
Leastwise? Why, woman, is you keeping company with a zombie?
Does I look like a widow? What's the secret about Mr. Bill?
Well, he's on a little special business for the government.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna send him all the way to the Bahamas.
Samantha. Tahama. Nakabanislav.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
It's most 12 o'clock. The witching hour.
Witching hour? What do that mean?
It means you better be in bed or the Haints will get you.
Haints? Haints?
It's their feeding time. And they like stock meat.
Dog meat? You don't have to play no second chord for me to find out who that means. Where's that bed?
You stay here.
Oh, mister, I got a date with a dream.
You stay here.
Oh, couldn't we flip a coin or something to see if I stay or else?
Pay no attention to anything you see or hear.
Pleasant dreams. Nighty-night, sugar pie.
Remember.
How can I forget to remember? Don't worry, mister. I couldn't get out of here if I wanted to. Boy, I was petrified. Where there's light, there's hope. Boy, I need all the hope that I can dig up tonight. Sure wish I'd learned to burn a candle on both ends. That's more like it. If I just had me a couple of Lenox Avenue streetlights, I could really sleep. Witching hour, feeding time for the hands, and I'm caught in the kitchen. My goodness, fighters. Don't come close to me. I ain't no film anymore.
Night, gentlemen.
Doctor?
Bill, Mr. Bill, they're after me, they're after me.
Now what?
The zombies, they've been trying to get me.
Again?
Is your servant always like that, Mr. Summers?
This ain't no laughing matter, Dr. Sandra. You fooled me once before, but you can't do it this time because I seen him with my own eyes.
He seems to be troubled with hallucinations.
No, sir. Zombies, that's what I'm troubled with. You know what, Mr. Bill? Why, they tried to have me for dinner.
Nonsense. Zombies don't eat meat.
That ain't the way I heard it.
Oh, the crack-up must have given him a concussion. You'll be all right in the morning, Jeff, as soon as you have a good night's rest.
You right about me needing rest, but I can't get it sleeping down there in that morgue.
Well, you can stay up here with us.
Mr. Bill, them is the joyfulest words that I ever heard.
Oh, we have so much room in this house, there's no need for him to sleep here. I'll give him an opiate.
You ain't giving me nothing.
But this is so irregular.
Let him stay here, Doc. I know how he feels, and I don't blame him a bit.
Oh, forgive me. I forgot. After all, he is your servant. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Doc.
Good gracious of me.
This joint gives me the willies.
I second the motion.
Well, I'm not crazy about it either, but there's nothing we can do about it.
That's what you think. Nobody leaves this island, huh? Well, I'm getting off it if I have to swim.
And me right behind you. You know that Dr. Sanders has got the hex on us.
Now you're both jumping at your own shadows.
Shadows? I don't throw them kind of shadows that I saw down in that kitchen. Why, Mr. Bill, this place is zombified, but good.
Ah, forget it, Jeff.
There may be something to that zombie gag, Bill. I've heard of them.
Ah, go on. When a man's dead, he's dead.
But supposing he's dead and don't know it.
Forget it, will you, Jeff? Go on to bed.
Where am I going to sleep?
I'll sleep there on the couch.
Right over here?
Hey. What's that?
That's a generator as sure as there's shamrocks in Ireland.
Maybe it's for the electric lights.
Have you seen electric lights around here?
Maybe they ain't screwed them in yet.
There's only one reason for a generator to be on this island. Radio.
I don't get it. Why would he lie about the radio when...
That's one of the things that got me mixed up. But let me tell you this. If we live through the night and that radio on the plane is okay, I'm going to camp on it tomorrow like scare up a gunboat.
Mr. Bill, Mr. Mac.
What's the matter?
What happened? Everything happened. The first it was zombies, and then it was ants, and now it's a lady ghost. She come right through that wall.
Now, look, Jeff, the first couple of times it was funny, but now you're going too far.
Oh, no, I ain't, Mr. Bill. She walked right through that wall.
Oh, it's your imagination. Go on back to bed.
Imagination? Why, Mr. Bill, my imagination ain't that strong. Why, imagination couldn't drop this, could it? Look at that.
What is it?
It's an earring.
Where did you say she went?
She walked right through that wall, just like it wasn't there. Right here, Mr. Bill. I'll show it to you, too. She walked right through this wall here, and don't ask me how she done it.
It's solid as a rock. It gets me. Any idea who she was?
I didn't ask the lady her name. I was doing pretty good just looking.
What do you say, Bill? You still think he's crazy?
Well, I'll tell you better in the morning. Now, next time you see anything like that, hang on to it.
If I do, it's got to catch up with me first.
Nothing doing. Looks like even the doorknobs are haunted around this joint.
Well, I'm going to find out what this is all about right now.
Oh, Mr. Bill, with all these ants around here, does we have to go looking for them?
Well, you can stay here, Jeff.
No, sir. Wherever thou goes, I'll go. I hope it ain't too far.
Well, keep your eyes open.
Let's have a look downstairs.
cartoons.
We better split up.
You don't mean 3 ways. Mr. Bill, I think 2 is better.
Look, Ted, where did you say you saw those things?
Oh, Mr. Bill, you ain't going down in that zombie nest.
Where is it?
Oh, back in the kitchen.
That's for me. All right, I'll look around up here. Okay, come on, Ted.
Who, me? No, sir. Oh, Mr. Mac, I ain't got no business down there.
Pipe down. You gotta show me the way.
Does I have to? Can I draw you a map or something?
Oh, go ahead, Jeff. You're wasting your time.
Oh, my goodness. Right out of the skillet into the frying pan. I couldn't win tonight if I had crooked back. I never had it.
Always sneak up on people like that?
Not always. Tonight it seems to be the custom. I thought I'd return your call. You mind?
My call?
It's rather late for research, isn't it?
There were some things I had to know.
So I noticed. When you want to know a thing, you really go after it, don't you?
Would you mind, please, telling me what you're driving at?
Not at all. This prowling act of yours, what's the idea?
Oh, it's my aunt. I'm so worried about her.
She is hypnotized, isn't she?
I don't know. I think so. You don't think I did it, do you?
Well, I'm in no position to accuse anybody of anything.
Look, Mr. Summers, I've got to get my aunt off this island. She's been this way ever since she came here. I'm afraid if we don't do something soon, something dreadful is going to happen to all of us.
Well, I've got to trust somebody around here, that's a cinch. But in order to help you, you've got to help us.
Oh, I'll do anything. Anything I can.
Well, we think Dr. Sangre has a radio transmitter concealed on this island.
I've thought that for a long while. I don't know where he keeps it, but there must be one because he's always getting messages from somewhere.
Do you think you could find it?
I'll try.
Swell.
We'd better get back to our rooms. Is there anything else?
Not now.
I'll see you in the morning.
Where'd those zombies come from?
They didn't. They sprouted. Just like mushrooms.
With a description like that, they ought to be very easy to find.
That's just what I'm afraid of.
Now, let's have a look around.
Not me. I'm going to stay right here. The tropic sure gives a man a color. Don't do that, Mr. Mack. You know my heart can't stand it. You know one thing, Mr. Mack, you see? Wow! Miss Mack! Miss Mack! Miss Mack! Mr. Bill, the zombies got Mr. Mack.
You all right, Mac?
Yeah, looks like I pulled another Brannigan.
That's not so bad. It's just a bump.
Yeah, 2 cracks on the bean in one night. How am I doing?
I heard someone cry out.
It was me, and I wasn't dreaming.
Oh, yes, we thought we heard something, Doctor. We came down here to investigate.
So?
Yeah, I got tangled up with one of your 8 men and got the worst of the argument.
Too bad. I should have warned you. Some of my servants act as guards at night.
You sure it wasn't a zombie?
Ridiculous.
Well, he knows it wasn't a zombie, Doctor. It was our fault. We should have taken your advice and stayed where we belonged.
You're a sensible man, Mr. Summers.
Oh, let's go back to bed, fellas. I'm sorry. This won't happen again.
You know, this dump don't look half bad in the daylight.
Yeah, it almost makes last night seem like it didn't happen.
Don't kid yourself. That earring happened.
You know, I'm beginning to believe this thing was dropped on purpose.
Good morning.
Good morning. Howdy. I think you dropped this last night.
That? Oh, no, that belongs to my aunt. I'm so glad I was able to find you alone. There's something I've got to tell you.
What is it?
It's about last night. There's a...
Good morning. Having an interesting conversation, my dear?
Miss Winslow was just telling us about your island.
That's right.
Oh, how thoughtful of her. Did you sleep well last night?
Well as we could with the storm and all.
Good. I took the liberty of having some breakfast sent to your room. I hope you didn't mind.
Not at all. It was an unexpected treat.
You seem to admire my wife's earrings.
Oh, I was just,
My wedding present to her.
Very unique.
Quite so. I dare say there's not another pair like them in the world.
Really?
They were among the few possessions which we were allowed to take out of the old country.
You don't say.
Well, while you are here, I want you to feel perfectly at ease and do as you like. What are your plans for today?
I'm going down and take a look at the plane.
Yes, we're anxious to see what damage was done by the crash last night.
I see.
Would you care to join us, Miss Winslow?
Oh, I would love to.
No. That would be quite impossible. My niece assists me as my secretary. We have a lot of work to do, my dear.
Some other time, perhaps.
Certainly. Shall we go, Mac?
I'm all for it.
Enjoy yourselves. But don't forget luncheon at noon.
Thanks, Doctor.
Bill, let's have a look at that earring.
They're the same, all right.
The only pair like him in the world, huh? I don't get it.
Neither do I. Barbara didn't drop it. Madame Sangre couldn't have, apparently. Who did?
This is the most cockeyed racket I ever bumped into.
Well, I'm for getting out of it as quick as possible. Let's get the radio started.
Bill, look there.
What about it?
Ain't that a fresh grave?
So what? You're in a cemetery where it's customary to bury people in fresh graves.
Yeah, but that's been dug since the storm last night.
Listen, are you getting those zombies on your mind, too? You and Jeff make a great pair.
You still don't get it. Take a look at that headstone. That guy was buried over a week ago, and somebody must have dug him up.
Come on.
Boy, will I be glad to get away from this joint. Well, it could have been worse. Hey, Mac, come here. What's the matter? Is it busted? How do you like that?
Somebody's dismantled it.
Dismantled it? I'll say they have. What next on this Devil's Island?
Mac, we're in a spot. I don't know why, but somebody's trying to hold us here.
Trying to hold us, is it? That Dr. Sangre and his droids and his zombies? He better not try to pull any of his black magic on me.
Calm down, Mac. Raving isn't going to get us anywhere.
I'm going to find that Doc.
Are you crazy? Do anything now to make him suspicious? No telling what he might do. Take it easy until we find out what he's up to.
Well, maybe you're right. But there's one thing I can do, and I'm going to do it right now.
I said take it easy.
All I'm going to do is try and find that generator we heard humming last night.
Hey, that's an idea. The old man's got a radio hidden away someplace. We could sure use it. Let's go.
You better let me handle this. Like you said, we don't want to make anybody suspicious. And with 2 of us snooping around, it mightn't look so hot.
Okay. I'll go back to the house and try to get Barbara away from Doc long enough to find out what she was trying to tell us. Think you can handle it alone?
A cinch. It's right up my alley. My old man used to be a cop.
Tahama,
Yes, master.
how much longer?
Soon, master, soon. Voodoo magic works slow, but it is sure.
The Admiral has fainted. Your magic is no good. It put him to sleep.
I am Mamalai, high voodoo priestess. I send him in trance, so he talk.
Too slow. He has valuable information, which we must have at once. The 3 men upstairs may be in the Secret Service. You must make him talk, Tahama. Dr. Sangre ruft X402. Dr. Sangre ruft X402.
Have another piece of pie, honey lamb?
Already had 2.
You already had 6, but does you want another one?
Well, if you insist.
Boy, you're the most pious man I ever did see.
Ain't it the truth?
I bet you none of them gals in Harlem never baked you no pie like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you ain't so smart. I had me a beau once, and he wasn't no common old valet like you neither.
Is that so?
He was an ex-porter.
Ex-porter?
That's right.
Now, that's fine. What did he handle?
Bags. On the Pullman train.
What become of him?
He was killed by a revolving crane.
A revolving crane? Mm-hmm. Y'all sure have some fierce birds around this country. Do you miss him much?
Not much. I sees him every now and then.
Who's that?
He's Lazarus. That zombie you met last night.
Oh, Lazarus, that boy?
Jeff.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Bill. You sure give me a turn.
Have you seen Mac? He's been missing since early this morning.
No, sir, I ain't seen him. You don't think nothing happened to him?
I don't know what to think.
Don't mind me, Mr. Bill. I'm on your side.
You think we better go look for him?
All right. Before we go, run upstairs and get my gun in the bag, will you?
Well, you gonna shoot somebody?
Well, don't ask any questions. Meet me in the library.
Yes, sir. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Doctor. I'm in the wrong room. No, I ain't either. This is Mr. Bill's room. What you doing going through his bag?
Jeff, I was looking for you.
Looking for me? In there?
I've got something to show you.
You got something to show me?
That's right.
I know, Mr. Doctor, but I got business elsewhere.
Nonsense. This is far more important.
Oh, not to me, Mr. Doctor. What is the matter? Oh, Doctor.
Watch.
That's where that lady went.
What lady?
The ghost lady.
The ghost lady?
Yes, she went right through there.
Come.
Now, wait a minute, Doc. Now, wait a minute, Mr. Sandra. Mr. Bill ain't gonna like this. Where's you taking me?
Where?
Where's we going?
Jeff, get a move on. We got it. You again. What are you doing in here? Where's Jeff?
I wouldn't know, sir.
It's gone. You know about this, you devil. Give me that gun.
I have no gun, sir.
Don't lie to me. Somebody has. Where's Jeff? Where is he? And Mac, what's happened to him?
I wouldn't know, sir.
You're gonna tell me or I'll...
I said I wouldn't know, sir.
You wouldn't spill it if you didn't know. I'm going to find him if I have to search every inch of this island.
Yes, sir.
Look at this watch. See it move. Watch it. You have seen nothing. You know nothing. Repeat after me. I have seen nothing. I know nothing.
I have seen nothing. I knows nothing.
I don't even know my name.
I don't even know my name.
I am dead.
I is.
Repeat. I am dead.
I am dead.
I am dead. I have returned to the land of the living. I am a zombie. I am a zombie. I am a zombie.
I am a zombie. I am a zombie. I am a zombie.
Get over there where you belong.
Yes, sir. Move over, boys. I'm one of the gang now.
Mac! Jeff! Mac! Mac, where are you? Jeff!
Aunt Alice, think. Think hard. Remember. Try to remember. Oh, you've got to get over this. You must speak to me. You must. No.
So you're mixed up in this mess, too.
Oh, no, I was only trying to...
I know what you were trying to do. I thought Dr. Sangre was responsible for that. Now I see it's you.
Oh, no, I'm only trying to undo what already has been done.
By hypnotizing her still further?
But it's the only way. You must believe me.
I wouldn't believe you or anybody else in this madhouse. I suppose next you and your vultures will be after me.
Next?
Don't pretend that you don't know what happened to Jeff and Mac.
I know it. Look.
Mac! He's sick. Get some brandy. Mac, tell me what's the matter. What happened? Where have you been? It doesn't do any good. Well, I hope you're satisfied.
No, I didn't.
I saw your friend enter from the jungle. Is anything the matter?
What do you think?
Well, let's have a look. I was afraid of that. He has contracted a very rare and dangerous jungle fever.
Is that so?
It paralyzes the motor region of his brain. He must have medical attention at once.
But you're a doctor. See what you can do about it.
I'm sorry, it's beyond my powers.
I thought so. You're going to let him die.
Not at all. There is a native doctor in the village who knows more about this than I do. We'll send for him at once.
I see.
Find Mamba and send for Dr. Kuyi.
Yes, Doctor.
We better put him to bed. Mr. Summers, this is Dr. Kuyi.
Charmed, Mr. Summers, I'm sure.
How do you do, Doctor?
Dr. Kuyi was educated in your country, America.
Precisely. This is the patient, I presume?
Yes, make it snappy, will you, Doctor?
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
Nothing? Are you sure?
Positive. This man has been dead since morning. I'm profoundly sorry about the death of your friend, Mr. Summers.
What has to be, I suppose. Did you have to bury him so soon?
It was out of my hands. The local law insists. The climate and something even worse makes it necessary.
You mean this voodoo zombie business, huh?
This voodoo magic is far more real than you think, Mr. Summers. You heard what Dr. Cui had to say.
No, but that's impossible. Dead since morning.
Things like that have happened before on this island. There are even whisperings going on among the natives that he was bewitched.
Bewitched? But why? What for?
Maybe for prying into things that did not concern him.
Moment bitte, Doctor.
Come sofort. Excuse me. What is it?
The radio. Word has just come through. They must have the Admiral's information at once.
We've got to make them talk.
We might perform the ceremony.
The rites of transmigration. Get everything ready. Inform Tahama. And get Madame Sangre to the dungeon.
Madame Sangre?
You heard me. Hurry.
Tahama, the ceremony später unten.
I'll be right along. I'll have to go. You've got to feed the zombies.
Me? I can't stand zombies, and you knows it.
Do as you're told. And you'd better set another plate. For we're going to have company for dinner.
Company? You mean there's a new one?
That's right. The Irishman from upstairs.
Well, I do declare. Imagine us having a white zombie for dinner.
Kid Zom.
What you doing in that lineup?
Don't bother me, woman. Can't you see I was a has-been?
A zombie?
Nothing else but. And don't ask me my name, 'cause I don't know. I don't know nothing.
You ain't no zombie. Zombies can't talk.
Can I help it 'cause I'm loquacious?
How'd you get this way?
I ain't telling nothing. All I know is that I joined the club. And as a member, I has privileges.
What privileges?
Privilege to get fed.
That ain't no new development with you.
Woman, where's my food?
There it is. Help yourself.
Company, come and get it.
Where's the white one?
What white one?
The one who flew the plane you come in. He's also one of the new recruits.
The only one I know about is the boys in my squad. Is this the best food you got?
The best? For zombies, that am the 6-bit deluxe special.
Just being a zombie sure is a drawback. Where's the salt?
You eats that the way it is and likes it. Zombies ain't supposed to use salt.
I thought you said...
I changed my mind.
That's more like it. Take it easy there, woman. I ain't no heron.
Now eat.
Ooh, what is you trying to do, poison me?
How's you feeling?
How should I feel?
You ain't feeling dead, is you? 'Cause if you is, then you's a zombie.
And if I ain't?
Then you ain't no zombie. The rule says if a zombie uses salt, he dries up and gets dead again.
How do I look? How do I look?
Take a look for yourself.
Well, according to this, I ain't dead.
That's all I want to know. Then you ain't no zombie.
How you know?
'Cause when a zombie looks in the mirror, he don't see nothing.
That's me, all right. Well, I ain't no zombie after all. If I ain't no zombie, and there is, what am I doing here? What am I...
Hey, where you going?
Jeff, where have you been? What are you doing coming out of there?
One at a time, Mr. Bill. I just been reincarnated.
You what?
I just got de-zombified. That's the facts, Mr. Bill. But that's all I remember.
Jeff, you've got to remember. These zombies, did you see any of them?
I just got through eating dinner with them.
Were any of them white?
Why do you ask me that? Samantha asked me the same thing down in the kitchen.
No, I was just thinking of Mac. They were in such a hurry to bury him.
Bury him? Is Mr. Mac dead? My goodness. Maybe he's the one that,
The one? Go on. What one?
I was digging in a graveyard. Can you imagine me digging in a graveyard?
What about the graveyard?
No, that couldn't have been me.
Oh, but Jeff, you've got...
What was that?
Sounded like a woman's scream.
What woman?
I don't know, but it sounded like Barbara. I'll get the flashlight.
Off again.
Down here.
I'm coming. My heart in it.
This way. Madame Sangre. That's what you got for trying to warn us. And whoever did it can't be far away.
You mean can't be too far away?
Jeff, look.
Eyes, if you look, I ain't responsible for nothing you sees. Mr. Bill, ain't that a coffin?
It's Max.
You don't think he done joined up with the zombies, do you?
I don't know. But if that Sangre thinks he can use Max's body to...
What's the matter?
Listen. What does that sound like to you?
I don't know, but it ain't Gene Krupa.
It's the same drums we heard the other night. Voodoo drums. We gotta find them.
Oh, Mr. Bill, ain't we found enough in one day?
After this, there's no telling what he's up to. Mac might be... Come on.
I'm coming.
Quiet, Jeff.
I ain't said a word.
In there. George. Jeff, you were down here. Don't you remember how you got in?
I can't remember.
Think hard, Jeff. We've got to get in there.
Now, let me think.
Admiral Wainwright, what were your orders?
To go.
Stop! Stop! Mamba, you fool! She was just going to talk.
Unbelievers. Outsiders come in.
Get them!
Mac, go back. It's Bill. Bill Summers, your pal. Go back. Mac, go back.
Stop! Stop them!
Did you contact the Coast Guard all right, Admiral?
They'll be aboard here for us in the morning. Now, how's your friend?
Well, those bullets didn't help him any. He'll need a little patching up when that Coast Guard cutter gets here. But he says he's raring to go again. Say, by the way, how did that insane doctor manage to get you on this island?
Well, he brought our plane down with a false radio beam. Killed the crew and tortured me to get information about our canal zone fortifications with his government. He didn't succeed at first. And then he decided to try this voodoo business.
Oh, you mean those rites of transmigration he talked about?
Yes, that's right. You see, he tried to transfer the Admiral's information to my brain. He was completely mad on the subject of hypnotism. Half the island was under his spell.
First, he tried to use Madame Sangre as a subject. When she broke under the strain, he used Barbara. I hate to think what might have happened if you hadn't turned those zombies against him.
You and me both. If there's one thing that I wouldn't want to be twice, zombies is both of them.
Yes, I know you'd like to join your brothers outside and howl at the moon. But you're serving a much better purpose. Yes, you're serving science through me. Are you quite comfortable, Petro?
Sure, Doctor.
You're not afraid?
I ain't got no reason to be afraid.
Yeah, that's right, Petro. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing at all. There, did that hurt?
No, that was just like a pin sticking me. How come I have to have these straps on, Doc?
Well, you see, Petro, I'm trying a new formula. I wouldn't want you to make a sudden move and fall off the couch. Now, don't worry. It'll only be for a little while. How do you feel now?
I feel just like I always did when you stick me with that thing. I'm kind of sleepy. I want to sleep now.
That's right. Go to sleep.
Gentlemen, I wish you were here to see the proof of my claim. The transfusion of blood between different species is possible. A few moments ago, Petro was a man. A harmless, good-natured man. Look at him now. He's no longer human. He's a wolf, snarling, ferocious, lusting for the kill. You're looking at a scientific miracle, gentlemen.
You're a madman, Cameron. Your claim is ridiculous.
That's exactly what you said in the newspapers, isn't it, Professor Blaine? That I was a madman, not fit to occupy a science chair at the university. Perhaps you'll change your mind one day, soon, when Petro tears at your throat.
Poppycock.
You may laugh if you want to. But look. Even now, he'd like to be at his work. My catalytic agent has brought about a complete transition from man to wolf.
crazy experiments are a disgrace to science.
Yes. Those are the very words you used in denouncing me to the faculty. Professor Fitzgerald. Science. What do you know about science? You with your hidebound dogmas and shriveled mind that refuses to recognize progress.
What has progress to do with your foolish tampering with nature?
I'm glad you asked that question, Professor Hatfield. You also were one of those stupid fools who raised their voices against me. You're aware, of course, that this country is at war. That our armed forces are locked in combat with a savage horde who fight with fanatical fury. Well, that fanatical fury will avail them nothing when I place my new serum at the disposal of the War Department. Just picture, gentlemen, an army of wolfmen, fearless, raging, every man a snarling animal. My serum will make it possible to unloose millions of such animal men. Men who are governed by one collective thought, the animal lust to kill without regard to personal safety. Such an army will be invincible, gentlemen. Such an army will sweep everything before it.
Your scheme is too utterly fantastic, Dr. Cameron.
You're fools, all of you. Poor, blind fools, especially you, Dr. Warwick.
Assuming that what you say is true, how would you control these wolfmen?
I perfected an antidote that induces the return of immediate normalcy.
And I suppose that it would be an easy matter to round up 1 million wild animals and administer an antidote. No, Cameron, you're mad. Stark, raving mad. And I, for one, am in favor of...
Silence! I'm not interested in your imbecilic mouthings. All of you demonstrated your lack of vision by demanding my resignation from the faculty. Well, you accomplished your purpose. You cast me out. You robbed me of everything that I held most dear in life. Position, honor, respect. You branded me as a madman, held me up to ridicule before the whole world. But now it's time for my revenge. Pedro will see to that. Now you shall pay for your folly. There's no escape for any of you. You shall die one by one at the hands of the scientific marvel that you scoffed at.
You can't intimidate us with fantastic threats.
You're a faker, Cameron, a mad faker. We'll have you ostracized by every scientist in the country.
There are institutions for madmen, and we'll see that you're confined in one.
You will see, gentlemen. You will see.
How long have I been asleep?
Oh, about an hour, I should say. How do you feel?
I got a terrible headache, and I had some kind of an awful dream. I was running all over the countryside, chasing people and trying to kill them. What does a dream like that mean, Doctor?
Oh, that doesn't mean anything. You just had a nightmare, that's all.
But why should I be trying to kill people? Even in my dreams, I ain't got nothing against nobody.
Well, let's not talk about it anymore. Go to bed. Our work's done for tonight.
All right.
Good evening, Pedro. Well, Night Owl, I was just coming down to find out how much longer you're going to work. Do you realize how late it is?
No, I didn't. I was so absorbed in my work.
Oh, we done a lot of work tonight, and I slept almost an hour, and I had the awfulest dream.
Go to bed, Pedro.
Yes, sir, Doctor. Good night, Miss Lenore.
Good night, Pedro. Dad, what kind of experiments are you doing that you need Pedro?
Oh, he just helps me in the laboratory, moving the heavy things around. He's a very strong man, is Pedro.
How much longer are we going to be here, Dad?
Why?
Because the place gets on my nerves. I hate it.
Your hating it has nothing to do with being separated from that young reporter friend of yours, has it?
It has. And I want to know when we're going back to the city.
Very soon now, dear. My work's practically finished.
What was that?
What?
Well, that noise. It sounded like a wild animal howling. And I heard the same thing last night.
Oh, that's probably some dog in the neighborhood. Dogs do howl, you know. You mustn't let things like that upset you. Now, come along, dear. Even a scientist needs sound sleep. I shall sleep very soundly tonight.
Good morning, Pedro.
Good morning, Miss Lenora. I was hoping you'd come to the garden this morning. I got something for you.
Oh, they're lovely. Thank you.
I'll pick some for you every day if you like them.
Well, that's very kind of you.
What's the matter, Miss Lenora?
Pedro, I don't like this place.
No. I guess you feel about this place the same as I do. I'm afeard of it, especially at night when the mist comes up out of the swamp. Of course, it's all right when the sun's shining like it is this morning.
Are there any wild animals around here?
Oh, yes, there's lots of them. How come you ask?
Oh, I was just curious. Say, Pedro, what do you do when you work with Dad in the laboratory?
Well, I don't rightly know. Besides, I ain't supposed to tell nothing. Your pop made me promise.
Oh, well, you can trust me. I wouldn't tell anybody.
Well, No, I ain't saying nothing.
Morning, dear.
Good morning, Dad.
You sleep well?
Yes, very well. Well, look at the flowers that Pedro gathered for me.
Very pretty. I'm afraid you'll have to give up your gardening for the time being, Pedro. I want you in the laboratory.
But, Doc, if I don't keep at this stuff, how am I ever going to make it look pretty? And I like pretty things.
We shall leave this place long before you're able to beautify it. Gardening really isn't very important. Come along with me. Now, Pedro, I see you're waiting for me.
You scared me, Doc.
Scared you? Why? You mustn't be so jumpy. You're as nervous as that wolf.
He sure is nervous, all right. I've been sitting here for a long time watching him, and he ain't been still a minute.
All right, lie down, Pedro.
Are you gonna strap me down again tonight, Doc?
Well, certainly. It's more necessary tonight than ever before.
Gee, it must be great to be educated. I wish I had a lot of book learning so I could understand what this is all about.
Fortunately, you don't need education or intelligence for your part of the experiment. Just strength. Animal strength. Now lie down and we'll get to work.
all the animals are terrible nervous tonight for some reason or other. The old plow mule liked to kick my head off. I come up behind her sort of quiet-like, and she lashed out with both feet.
It's the devil mist in the swampland. I can smell evil in it.
Oh, will you stop talking like that? I'm so nervous now I could scream.
See, Mommy, I'm all ready.
Oh, that's fine. Now you hop in bed.
Can I put in my ball just for a little while?
Well, just for a little while. But mind, if you ain't in bed by the time I do my dishes, I'm going to tan you good.
Don't worry, I'll be in bed and fast asleep by that time.
Good night.
Good night.
Shut the door, quick! I never seen anything so awful in my life.
What are you talking about?
Something took after me down in the swamp.
What was it?
I don't know whether it was a man, a beast, or old Satan himself.
Have you been drinking?
Not a drop, so help me. I let him have both barrels of my shotgun, but that ain't even slowed him down.
You can't kill him nowhere, except with a silver bullet.
I'm telling you, it was something awful.
Pedro! Lie down on that couch. Lie down!
I've been walking in my sleep again.
Yes, you have. You'd better go to bed.
I'm sorry if I made a nuisance of myself. I wish I wouldn't walk in my sleep like that, because I have such bad dreams.
Don't be upset about your dreams, Pedro.
You've been of great assistance to me tonight. Very great assistance. In fact, I'm going to reward you by taking you to the city with me.
You mean I can go along with you and ride in the car?
Yes. While we're in the city, we'll make calls together. First, we will call upon a pompous gentleman called Blaine. Professor Blaine.
Good morning, Pedro.
Good morning, Miss Lenora.
Will you do me a favor?
You know I'd do anything for you.
Well, I want you to mail this letter for me when you go into the village. And it's already stamped.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take that letter.
Dad.
Give me that letter. So you couldn't wait till my work was finished. You felt you had to write to your reporter.
Well, I just wanted to tell him that I was safe. If you remember, you made me go away without even saying goodbye.
There was a reason for that, my dear, a very good reason.
See anything of him? No. Not much use looking now. It's daylight, and he only prowls at night. Maybe he's seen something.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Good morning. Why all the armament?
We're looking for a wild varmint what killed a little child. Been looking all night.
You mean someone was killed by a wild animal?
Yeah, my little girl.
Oh, how terrible. How did it happen?
It come in through the window. My wife said the window was closed, but she must have been mistaken. Didn't try to take the baby away or nothing. It just seemed to kill just for the love of killing.
Did anyone see the animal?
Jed Harper did. He said it walked on its hind legs like a man, but that don't make sense.
I don't care whether it makes sense or not. I know what I seen. Come on, men, we got work to do.
What do you make of it, Dad?
Predatory animal that opens windows. That would be very interesting to science, wouldn't it? Its dominant urge is to kill and destroy even when unprovoked. A human characteristic translated into animal instinct. Animals rarely killed except for food or in self-defense. The eminent professor, Dr. Blaine, would be interested to study such an amazing animal, wouldn't he?
Well, come on in, Tom. Glad to see you.
Good evening, Dr. Blaine. I came in through the garden so as not to disturb your housekeeper.
Sit down. Even if Martha has dozed off, which I think she has, a full alarm of fire wouldn't disturb her. I have a faint suspicion that there is something besides my housekeeper's welfare on your mind. What is it?
Well, I'm after a story.
Well, quite a normal pursuit for a newspaperman.
An AP dispatch from Ashton down in the swamp country tells about a child being killed by a wild animal.
Well, that's a tragic thing.
Yes, a neighboring farmer saw the brute and swears that it traveled at a terrific speed on its two hind legs.
I understand they make a very potent corn liquor in that district.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. I've a hunch there's more to this story than just a jug full of corn liquor. I hope that you could give me an angle I could work into a Sunday feature.
I don't know what you mean by an angle.
The possibility of the survival in the depths of the swamp of some of those overgrown lizards that used to be head men on Earth. I understand they traveled around on their hind legs and made our present-day public enemies look like horticultural specimens.
No, I'm sorry, Tom. I can't lend myself to that sort of sensationalism. True science, the search for knowledge, is on a far higher plane than that. It is worthy of being treated with dignity. And I feel that I owe an obligation to the people who respect my opinion. Your angle, as you call it, on prehistoric lizards is utterly fantastic.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I was getting into such deep water. Well, I'll hang my head in shame and slink away.
No harm's done. Don't take it so to heart. Put your feet up on the desk and stay for a while.
Well, I can't now. I've got to get back to the office. But I'll drop around again. Thanks very much for the information.
I didn't give you very much. See you again, boy.
Blaine. surprised to see me?
Yes, I confess I am. Come in. Sit down.
Thank you. You shouldn't be surprised, Blaine. I told you that I'd come back when I could prove my theory to your complete satisfaction.
You say you've proven that wild theory?
But I'm here. You don't think I enjoyed your comments so much that I came back merely to hear you repeat them?
Any comments I made were an expression of honest opinion. I will retract any statement proven to be untrue.
Do you think that will cancel your obligation? Do you think a retraction will pay me for the humiliation of being held up to public ridicule, for having my scientific reputation blasted, for being forced to resign from an honorable position?
I deeply regret any possible injustice, but my rejection of your theory was not intended as a personal persecution.
I'm sorry, I apologize, Dr. Blaine. I suppose we're all prone at times to lose sight of the true perspective.
Well, let's say no more about it. I'll gladly consider anything in support of your theory.
I'm not asking you to take my word for anything. Just to believe the evidence of your own eyes. Pedro. Pedro, you sit here. This is my guinea pig.
You're aware of the nature of this experiment?
We've been doing this a long time. You may rest assured the experiment is a proven success. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
What good can come with tampering with the normal laws of nature?
A great deal of good. An invincible army, for one thing. You'll understand when you see the results.
I abhor whatever appears to be a perversion of science. Mingling the blood of man and beast is downright sacrilege.
I have no sympathy with such maudlin sentimentality. I propounded a theory which you denounced publicly as being ridiculous. The result of a disordered mind. Are you trying to squirm out of facing the possibility that you may be wrong?
Not at all. I will cooperate in any way possible.
That's just what I wanted to hear. I've given him one injection to prepare his blood for the transfusion. He'll need another in exactly 20 minutes.
Hello?
Is this Magnolia 37136? I'd like to speak to Dr. Lorenzo Cameron, please.
Just a moment, please. It's for you, Cameron.
For me? Hello? Oh, is that you, dear?
You asked me to call you and find out if you're returning tonight.
It's all right. I'll be over as soon as I can. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's my daughter with some friends. I'll have to go and get her. I shan't be long.
What about the second injection? You said it had to be given in 20 minutes.
Oh, yes, the injection. I may be able to make it. If not, I wonder, Doctor, whether you'd do it for me.
Why, yes, I guess so.
That's very, very kind of you. Pedro, you stay here and don't bother Dr. Blaine.
No, sir, I won't bother.
Of course, it's quite possible, Doctor, if I don't get back, that you could ensure the failure of this demonstration by forgetting the injection. I'll have to take that chance.
Don't worry. Even if I lacked a sense of honor, pride would hardly allow me to stoop to such a level. I shall give him the injection if you're not here by 12.
At 12, precisely.
Hello? Hello, Fitzgerald?
Yeah, is that you, Blaine? Well, what do you want to drag me out of bed this time of the night for?
I've just had a surprising visitor, Lorenzo Cameron. He claims to have proven his crazy, outlandish blood transfusion theory and demands the right to give a demonstration. Yeah. No, he's not here now. He'll be back after a while. Why don't you come on over?
All right. I'll get dressed and be over right away. Expect me in about 10 minutes.
Are you at all familiar with the work Dr. Cameron is doing?
Oh, no, sir. I'm just handyman around the place. Nobody, not even Miss Lenora, knows what he does.
Oh, his daughter is still with him?
Oh, yes, sir. She's with him. But I think she's lonesome. She seems to be grieving about something.
Oh, that's an outrage. Cameron has no right to accept such a sacrifice from her. Oh, I don't like being a busybody, but she's such a fine girl, and a certain young man is just the tonic she needs to make her happy. Where do they live?
Dr. Cameron rented the old Danfield homestead house about 4 or 5 miles from Ashton. It was a fine place, but ain't been nobody lived there for a long time, and the weeds kept growing closer to the house till they about swallowed up everything.
Oh, hello, Fitzgerald. Oh, Dr. Cameron, I heard you were back in town. Blaine just phoned me that you wanted to demonstrate the proof of your blood transfusion theory.
He exaggerated when he mentioned demonstration. I told him I could prove my claim. But I don't think Professor Blaine is in a cooperative frame of mind. That's why I came to you.
What do you want me to do?
I'd like you to be present when I talk to him.
All right. I'll take a walk over with you. You know,
I heartily disapprove of the nature of this experiment, but my promise to Dr. Cameron leaves me no alternative.
Sure.
Roll up your sleeves. How do you feel?
Just like I always do.
Well, here we are. Oh.
Something wrong?
Just a little heart trouble. Nothing serious, but distressing at times. I'll be all right after I rest a minute.
Maybe we better go in the house.
Oh, no, in just a moment. What's the matter, Grunt?
Oh, a slight heart attack.
Want me to call an ambulance?
No, I don't want an ambulance. I'll be all right in a minute.
Oh, just trying to help.
What's that?
Sounded like come from the house.
Come on in here. There's something wrong.
I'll say there's something wrong. Give me police headquarters and make it fast. Hello, Sarge. This is Dugan. I got a murder on my beat. Right away.
That's the work of an animal, not of a human being.
What do you know about this?
How could I know anything? I was with you. Officer, my heart's beginning to trouble me again. I can't be of any use here. I may as well leave.
Sure, go ahead.
I can't pretend to feel any great sorrow. But then my feelings are of no importance one way or the other. Good night.
Howdy, Lieutenant. I've seen a lot of murders in my day, but never as messy as this one.
This should make a gory enough story for your paper?
This is more than just a story to me. He was my friend.
There was a couple of college professors arguing outside and using a lot of big words. They followed me in here, and I heard one of them say that some kind of a dangerous animal done this killing.
Well, how could a dangerous animal be roaming around the city?
Well, I don't know. It's got away from a zoo or a circus or something.
I'll check on that angle.
Ashton.
You talking to me?
No, I was just trying to remember something. Ashton. I got it. An AP story came in from Ashton the other day about a child being killed by a weird animal from the swampland.
What do you mean, weird animal?
A farmer swore it wasn't human, but that it traveled on 2 legs like a man.
Oh, he was crazy or drunk. There ain't no such animal. Anyway, how could he get way up here?
I wish I knew.
Petro, you startled me. Oh, what's the matter? Why do you stare at me like that?
I don't know, Miss Lenore. I feel funny. I smell something in the mist coming up out of the swamp. It's like a voice talking to me, telling me to do something. Something terrible.
Oh, but that isn't real. That's just your imagination. You mustn't pay any attention to what that voice seems to be saying.
Pedro!
What are you doing here? Go to your room. You've no right in this part of the house. Get out! Immediately! Wake up! You're dreaming.
I don't know what's come over me. I must have a touch of swamp fever.
That's very likely. Now go to bed. I'll get something for you.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry if I made a nuisance of myself.
Dad, what happened to Petro? I'm terribly afraid.
There's nothing to be afraid of, dear. He just had a touch of fever, that's all.
Oh, that was more than fever. Why, his eyes were the eyes of a wild beast. He was possessed by a demon.
Now, dear, you know there's no such thing as being possessed by a demon. That's ignorant superstition.
Well, I don't care what you call it, Dad. But there's something here that's evil. It's real, and I can feel it. And I'm afraid. Dad, I can't stand it here any longer. Let's get away.
I can't go now, dear. I must wait till my work's finished. Pull yourself together, dear.
Oh, I won't be silly anymore. Nothing must interfere with your work.
You've been a very great comfort to me. I know what a terribly lonely life this must be for you.
We won't talk about it anymore, Dad. I just want you to prove that you're the greatest scientist in the world.
They'll soon have all the proof they want. I expect the eminent Professor Fitzgerald to pay me a call before long, and I shall be delighted to confound him with scientific facts that he declared were impossible. Now you go to bed, dear, huh? And have a good night's rest. Good night, dear. I'll look after Peter.
Good night, Dad.
Dr. Cameron. So, you're the owner of this haunted castle.
What do you mean, haunted castle?
Well, maybe I did just have the jitters, but I thought something was prowling around out there.
Did you see anything?
No, not even positive I heard anything. Just a feeling.
That's not very definite, is it?
Tom! It's good to see you. Can you ever forgive me for going off without saying goodbye?
That doesn't matter now that I've found you.
I see no reason for rejoicing.
Dad.
I buried myself in this out-of-the-way place so that I could work undisturbed, away from snooping reporters who only ridicule what they have not the intelligence to understand.
I had no thought of ridicule in coming here.
I'm not interested in your reasons for coming, but I would like to know how you happened to find your way here.
I found a message from Dr. Blaine after he was killed.
Dr. Blaine killed? Oh, how terrible.
Yes, apparently he was killed by some animal.
You knew about it?
I was with Professor Fitzgerald when it happened, and I saw him right afterwards. What was the message?
A memorandum to tell me about this old plantation.
So he meant to betray my confidence, just as he did before.
Well, I don't believe Dr. Blaine had any such thought in mind.
I don't care what you profess to believe. You belong to a profession that's obnoxious to me, and you're not welcome here.
Dad,
Keep quiet.
I won't keep quiet. Now, I've stayed here because I thought you needed me. But I won't have you treat Tommy like this.
No, don't get upset on my account. Things will turn out all right. I suppose you have a right to your own opinion. Good night.
Tom, wait. Don't go now. Wait till daylight.
Why?
I'm afraid.
Afraid of what?
Well, I don't know exactly, but there's something dangerous that prowls around in the dark. And I wish you wouldn't take this trip alone.
Don't worry about me. If I meet anything I can't whip, I can do a swell job of running. I'll be around tomorrow whistling at your front gate, if you have a front gate. Good night.
I wish you'd wait till morning.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Good night.
Good night. Ed, if anything happens to him, I'll never forgive you.
He had no business to come here. I'm not responsible for his welfare.
Howdy. Sorry to bother you this time of night, but I've lost my way.
Come on in. Sit down. You're a fool to be traveling around by yourself at night like this when the mist comes up from the swampland.
Oh, you mean the mysterious night prowler that's got everyone's imagination working overtime?
That ain't imagination with me, mister. That thing killed my little girl.
Sorry, I wouldn't have joked if I'd known.
It scared Jed Harper so bad, he went and got religion.
Well, say, can you give me some facts about this killer? What does it look like?
No one can tell you that for sure, mister. Because it never prowls only on nights like this when the mist is thick and nothing can be seen very plain. Jed Harper said it traveled on 2 legs. But you can't count on that because Jed was scared half out of his mind. Besides, the mist was extra thick that night. You better stay here the rest of the night, mister. I can't offer you a bed, but I'll make you as comfortable as I can.
Well, thank you very much.
Keep you in a cage, you're of no further use to me. If you revert without my knowledge, you become dangerous. I hadn't thought of that possibility. On your couch, Pedro. Down! I couldn't disappoint Professor Fitzgerald. Get down, people. Down!
Did I walk in my sleep again?
Yes.
Doctor, ain't there some way you could cure me from doing that?
I'm afraid not. It may be necessary to lock you up at night after this.
Oh, it don't seem fair to lock a man up just like he was an animal.
Appleton started home with the jug under his arm last night. They found him in the swamp this morning. He'll never lift another jug.
Was he murdered?
Yep. And he weren't a pretty sight to look at, neither.
There must be some natural explanation for this thing you're talking about.
It's a werewolf. You can't kill him no way except by a silver bullet.
I can't see myself giving that story to the city editor. He told me right out of my ear.
That killer ain't human. You'd know that from one look at the body.
I saw a victim of just such an attack. I wonder if there could be a possibility of any connection between them.
I've been telling you all along. It's a form of a human who sold his soul to the devil. In the light of day, he walked like any other man on the earth. At night, he takes on the form of a wolf.
Then you never heard of any killings by strange animals around here until recently?
Why does he keep asking me all them questions?
Well, all newspaper men are like that. He doesn't mean anything by it. Well, you go ahead. He won't bother you anymore.
Yes,
Lenora, you must give some thought to your own safety and peace of mind. There's no normal reason for Dr. Cameron to hide away in a place like this unless...
Unless what?
Oh, nothing. Forget it.
Don't avoid the question. What were you going to say?
Lenora, I believe your father knows something about that creature responsible for the horrible killings in this vicinity. And I think the same creature killed Professor Blaine.
Well, that's a terrible thing for you to say. I didn't expect you to join the chorus against him.
Oh, I hope I'm wrong, but I'll do everything I can to learn the truth, no matter where it leads.
Good morning, young man. I'm very glad to see you. I want to apologize for the way I talked to you last night.
Oh, well, that's all right. I can understand how you must feel about the newspapers.
They didn't, what do you call, hang on to their punches.
Pull their punches. I know. They gave you quite a ride. But I didn't write any of that stuff.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm so sorry the way I received you. If you're interested in scientific research, I'd be glad sometime to show you what I've accomplished.
Well, thanks, Doc. That's very nice.
Now, if you'll pardon me, I'll leave Lenora to entertain you.
Okay.
That doesn't sound as if he has a secret to hide, does it?
Why, no. And I never before was so glad to be wrong.
Oh, Professor Fitzgerald. How in the world did you find your way down here?
Hello, Lenora. Your father wrote asking me to come. Is he here?
Yes, and he'll be very glad to see one of his old friends.
Ah, Fitzgerald, this
Doctor?
is an unexpected honor. I hardly dared hope that you'd accept my invitation.
Well, if you've made a worthwhile scientific discovery, I want to be the first to congratulate you.
I shall be delighted to give you that opportunity.
Well, the things that you two have to talk over are way over my head, so I'll leave you alone.
Oh, now, don't run away. I promise to limit myself to words of 2 syllables.
That'll take all the fun out of the discussion. I'll see you after a while.
Thanks.
Shall we go into the lab?
You wish? You're very secretive about your work.
I have to be to keep out intruders.
You seem to be excellently equipped.
Now, good tools are the first requisite of good work. Sit down, Mr. Professor.
Thanks.
I've discovered that certain extremely volatile elements in the blood, little more than particles of electrical energy, are the source of all physical growth and mentality by exciting the various glands and brain cells. I've learned how to extract and concentrate these elements from the blood of various animals. I can control evolution. I've discovered the source of life.
You're crazy.
That has a familiar ring. You told the newspapers I was crazy once, didn't you?
I didn't know that you invited me here to reopen an old controversy that was very disagreeable to all concerned. I came with the hope that you'd abandon impossible theories and accomplish something worthy of consideration.
And I suppose you feel yourself fully competent to judge my accomplishments. You and your hidebound associates, Hatfield, Warwick, and Blaine. No, not Blaine. He no longer is passing judgment on my sanity.
I believe you know something about Blaine's death. You were at his house.
But you talked to him on the telephone before I came to your house. Did he say then that he was in any danger of losing his life?
No. Nothing threatened him at that time.
And I was with you when he was killed. You pride yourself on not indulging in fantastic theories. What proof have you that I was in any way implicated in Blaine's death?
I have no definite proof.
You accuse me of being crazy for what I claim to have accomplished with this apparatus.
But I can give you overwhelming proof of what I say. I can inject into your veins a substance that will give you the strength of 10 men. Or, following the line of evolution, how would you like a pair of donkey's ears? That'd go well with your type of mentality.
I certainly will not be the subject for any of your experiments. And I'm afraid it's useless for us to continue this discussion any further.
You're not leaving, are you?
I see no reason for staying. Open that secret panel.
So you don't care to stay and be convinced that you were wrong?
I don't care to be ridiculed by a charlatan.
Ah, ridicule. That isn't pleasant, is it? I know from experience.
I had nothing to do with that. It wasn't my fault if the public treated your crazy theories with the ridicule they deserved.
Fitzgerald. Well? Would you do me a favor?
What is it?
I have to send my hired man into town. Would you mind taking him with you?
All right. I can do that without any trouble.
Oh, thank you so much. If you'll wait at the car, I'll send him out to you in a few minutes.
I'll get in the car, Pedro. Don't keep Professor Fitzgerald waiting.
I should have known this trip would be a waste of time.
I still hope to give you proof that you can't ignore. Remember me to Hatfield and Warwick when you see them again.
Why did Professor Fitzgerald leave so soon?
He wasn't impressed by the possibilities of my line of research.
Oh, well, don't be disappointed. There's no credit to his intelligence. You're a great scientist, and someday you're going to startle the world.
You're right, dear. I'll startle the world.
Sounded like it came from over there. I didn't see a thing. Professor Fitzgerald.
Is he dead?
Still alive, but unconscious. Where can we take him?
You can take him over to my place, but the old Danfield house is handier.
We'll take him there. I don't know how badly he's hurt. One of you men go for a doctor. Come on, give me a hand.
Take it easy, fellas.
Dad, please come to dinner. You know I don't like to eat alone.
No, I'm not very hungry. You go ahead with your meal.
Are you feeling discouraged because Professor Fitzgerald was unsympathetic?
Fitzgerald's opinion is of very little value.
Killer again.
I'll answer the door.
Come on in.
Tom, what happened?
I found Professor Fitzgerald badly hurt.
Oh, bring him in. Take him upstairs. Tom, how did it happen?
Well, he's another victim of that mysterious werewolf or whatever it is.
In here.
Easy now. Get his head up there. Yes. One of the men went after a doctor. He should be here before long.
There's nothing more we can do here, so we'll keep hunting for that killer. You don't need to come down with us, ma'am. We can find our way out. Good evening, sir. That devil got another victim.
Yes, so I see.
I was surprised to see Professor Fitzgerald in this neighborhood.
He came to see me. How badly is he hurt?
I don't know yet. We'll find out as soon as the doctor gets here. When he regains consciousness, we'll find out who or what has committed these horrible killings.
Yes. It'll be very interesting to hear what he has to say.
Since this awful thing happened to him, I can't feel any resentment over the way he treated you.
Did you quarrel with him?
Yes, we quarreled. So I suppose you think that I went after him and dragged him out of the car.
Dad.
Newspaper training seems to breed a suspicious nature.
I wish you wouldn't try to antagonize him.
I wasn't trying to antagonize him. He didn't give me a chance to finish. I was just going to ask him if anyone was with Fitzgerald when he left here.
Well, I can answer that. Petro was with him.
Petro?
Yes, he drove him into town. But surely you don't think that...
I don't know what to think. But I will know as soon as Fitzgerald comes to.
I'm inclined to agree with Dad about your imagination. It's fantastic.
Maybe so. But didn't it strike you funny that we didn't find Petro around when we found Fitzgerald? Look, darling, please don't snap at me just for trying to add things up.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. He's still unconscious.
Oh, he must regain consciousness, even if only for a few minutes. So much depends upon him.
That must be the doctor.
Oh, I'll go down with you.
Oh, Doctor, I'm glad you got here.
I'm glad to get inside. There's a humdinger of a storm coming up.
Where's the patient?
Upstairs.
Oh, good evening, Doctor. Will you go right on up? You stay down here, dear. There's nothing you can do.
I hate to leave you, but I must question Fitzgerald as soon as he's able to talk.
Reckon it's a little late for me to help. The man's dead.
Dead?
Yes, that's too bad. We were hoping he'd throw some light on a matter of great importance.
Well, I'll be getting back to town before this storm gets worse. I'll send the coroner out.
Good night, Doctor. There's no necessity for you to stay any longer.
Oh, yes, there is. I want to ask you a lot of questions, mainly about Pedro, that servant of yours.
I can't be bothered with any more of your questions. They're only prompted by your fantastic imagination. I must ask you to leave at once.
Wait, you'll do some more talking, whether you like it or not.
You're making yourself very unpleasant.
I haven't even started yet to be unpleasant. If my hunch is correct, I'll prove you guilty of murder. And in the meantime, I'll get Lenora out of this madhouse.
You will prove nothing. My daughter stays here with me. Pedro, what are you doing? Pedro! Pedro! Get back! Pedro! Pedro! Get back! Pedro!
You wait here. I'll go get him.